What's up, Mr. fucking Desert Dime?
What is going on, guys, and welcome to a two-part special we have going on today. I'll get into what's making it a two-part special in a little bit, but let me start by saying I've been having problems with my brakes for a while now. Ever since the New Year's trip we took down to Ocotillo Superstition area, my brakes went completely soft on that trip, and I had like no brake pressure. It was just mushy going all the way to the floor. Took it to Toyota, went through a bunch of hoops. Essentially, they said they bled the brakes. I got it back. They were still mushy, so I had to take it back. They said, oh, you need a new master cylinder. They gave me a new master cylinder, bled the brakes again. I got it back, and it was like a little bit better, but not like when you get it from, you know, kind of brand new where it's like super stiff, like maybe 25% of the way down, where it's like you go and it like locks up, you know. It wasn't like that. It was just like a whatever. And I thought, okay, maybe this is just how it is after you own a Toyota for so long. Anyways, fast forward to a few weeks ago when we did Santiago Peak run in Orange County. My brakes went completely soft on me again. So I'm like, okay, this truck just needs an entire brake overhaul at this point. Needs new fluids. I got new brake lines going in and a whole bunch of stuff, which we'll get into right now, actually. But guys, before we get into this, if you have not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe, especially if you love Tacoma off-road content, because that is what we do here. We do a lot of off-road content, all kinds of stuff. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe, because we're shooting for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Now, with that being said, let's get into what we're doing today. So like I said, the first suspicion was, okay, it needs new brake fluid. I don't know if they completely switched out the fluid or if they just bled them a little bit to get air bubbles out and there's still contaminated old original fluid in there or not. So we're just gonna do a complete flush and get like all new fluids in there. And I bought a little extra because we are switching over to extended brake lines in the rear for a kit that I have going on this week. Quick summary, I'm switching out the rear suspension setup for a shock relocation kit fitting a 12-inch shock, a much longer shock, which gives me more travel and more flexibility. So we need extended brake lines in the rear to essentially droop out as far as we're gonna be able to do. So I thought it's just best to do this all together. So I'm gonna throw on the new extended brake lines today, and then we're gonna bleed the brake lines and get all new fluid in there. And then I made a poor impulse decision. I wouldn't call it poor, actually. It's pretty fun. I made an impulse buy from R1 Concepts. I got brand new rotors up front, and I got new brake pads, performance off-road brake pads. So the reason I call this a two-part episode is because this would just be one really long, excessive episode. So what you guys are watching right now in this video is going to be the extended brake lines going on, a whole fluid change, which we're going to do. And then once I'm done filming that, I'm going to go ahead and film this video, which will be coming out, who knows, maybe in like a week or less, whatever. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek so I don't blue ball you completely. Bam, drilled, slotted, real nice rotors going in, and brake pads. So if you guys don't want to miss that, make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. But let's focus on what we're doing today. Alrighty, so here we have the extended brake lines. Kind of concerned, to be honest. These don't look much longer than the stock ones. Then again, I don't spend a lot of time looking at my stock rear brake lines, so they might be longer. I think they're supposed to be 4 inches longer than stock, they say. So these are Crown extended brake lines from AccuTune. I was gonna try to order directly from Crown, but their lead time was excessive and AccuTune had them in stock. And I know AccuTune has a good shipping time, so I just ordered them straight from AccuTune. So they came with the extended brake lines and new clips. Okay, so yeah, it says that these are 4 inches longer than the stock pair, and Crown's brake lines, I'll show you guys here, they have a little chart. very good quality as far as what I could see. They have a Teflon inner liner, a Kevlar braid, then a protective layer, then a stainless steel braid, and then another protective layer. So it's a 5-layer system going on here. So hopefully there's not going to be any corrosion or wearing or anything we have to worry about with all these different layers going on. So now that we've checked these out, let's go ahead and start throwing them on. So before buying these, I talked to somebody who has the shock relocation kit that I'm doing installed, and I asked, you know, what extended brake lines did you buy? And he said, oh, the ones off AccuTune. So these ones, essentially, unless they've switched their website since. But looking at it, they don't look too much longer than what I have on right now. If you measure that up and that up, I mean, there's some, I guess. Yeah, it's a little bit longer, I suppose, but nothing crazy. Like, I've seen other videos of people putting on extended brake lines, and theirs would like come out like this far. I don't know, maybe that's like full long travel brake lines, but these this kit I'm doing is not full long travel. So I guess we just start swapping right now and hope that these are longer than these ones. I was hoping to have a filmer for this video just because it's going to be really hard to get certain angles for you guys, but wasn't really in the cards for today, so we're going to have to work without a filmer and just hope for the best. Hope you guys can see what I got going on here. So first things first, we got to take these clips off, but I suspect it's going to be quite a bitch to get them off. We got some movement. Okay, I might just fill you guys in once I get these off on how I did it, because this might take a while. All right, let's go on a field trip, boys. Under the truck. Okay, so the bottom two were they were a little tough to get off, but manageable because you got all this room to work with on the sides, right? But when you move up to the top, this is bracketed in right here, so you can't, hold on, let me see if I can get the pliers back. Okay, so when you're up here, these don't really fit anywhere because the gas tank is in the way, and you can't go the opposite way because these wire harnesses are in the way, and frame and bottom of the bed, everything's in the way, so you can't fit these in there anywhere. So I went around to the wheel well and unbolted this bracket that holds in the lines, and it gave me a little bit more play, but not too much because we have hard lines going right here. So you can kind of move it around a little bit, but not a lot. So with that out of the way, the needle nose still weren't working. I could kind of get a grip, but I had no room to like push and no leverage off of anything else to get them out. So I messed around with some other tools, and I found that the adjustable wrench worked wonders. Literally, I sat here for like 20 minutes messing with needle nose, and then I get the adjustable wrench, and I literally popped them both off in like a minute or two. So little 6-inch adjustable wrench for the win, boys. And this is where I unbolted that bracket from right here and bolt on top of actually the reservoir mount, which I didn't know. So now I just have to switch out the lines and rebolt everything back up. Oh, dude, we're leaking everywhere.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, God. Okay, I didn't record any of trying to crack the lines because this was honestly the biggest pain in the ass ever. This has taken hours to do. Where's my wrench? Okay, yeah, we didn't record cracking any of these nuts because it is the most difficult thing ever. This is even worse than the clips that we had to pop off. And there's just no easy way to do it. There's no tip, there's no trick. You're gonna need a flanged head wrench so you don't strip these nuts, but dude, I can't get this off. My God, my hands are covered in brake fluid right now. This smells.
Smells good.
Yeah, it's not bad. You know, I might pick up an addiction to brake fluid. Huffing brake fluid. Oh, here we go. Come on. Come on now. Oh. This isn't, I guess that's 4 inches. That's not a lot though. The boys ain't gonna be happy about this one. Okay. Take this. So we got one finger tight in right now. They look real good because they're clean and brand new, but like you saw in the comparison here, like it's barely a difference. Like, I don't even know if you can call it 4 inches, to be honest, but hopefully this is long enough for the kit that we're installing and it's gonna be enough brake line for a full droop. But I mean, we'll see at this point. I'm already too deep in to give up, so we gotta keep moving. I don't know what hour I'm on at this point of this project, and I'm sorry I'm not like recording every second of it. But this is just very stressful and annoying. I thought this was gonna be a pretty simple install, but no. But we now have the lines installed. We have the clips put on the back, which is what I just finished working on, and am not thrilled about whatsoever because this one went on easy, this one went on easy, this one went on easy, and then of course the most difficult one to get to wouldn't push on. Like, it went down like a smidge, and I couldn't, like, these other ones I was able to use like a rubber mallet to hammer down, and this one I'd like get pliers and just work on for like 20 minutes, and now it's chewed up and it's ugly down here and I'm sad. But it's on. All the clips are on, all these are in. I just need to tighten this one, and then we should be good with this. I think at that point now we just have to bleed the brakes. All right, we're gonna see if we could speed run this brake fluid change right now because this has taken way too long, and I think I might need to push off the second part of this video till tomorrow. Yeah, the rotor and brake pad change. Anyways, first things first, we gotta drain the cylinder of all this bad, nasty oil, fill it up with good oil, and then we can start bleeding the 4 corners. I don't know what good or bad brake fluid looks like, but this is like darker than apple juice. Yeah, I don't know what good fluid looks like. I guess we'll find out right now, but this is what it's looking like right now. So I cracked open the first one. You can already see air bubbles creeping out, and I haven't even pumped the brakes yet. So we definitely do have some air in the lines. You can even see it bubbling right here. So let's see how much we can get out when I start pumping the brakes. Okay, so essentially we're just gonna keep pumping the other 4 corners while periodically checking the master cylinder here, checking the brake lines to make sure they're not leaking, the ones we just put on. I mean, as you can see, that fluid's looking kind of dirty compared to what we dumped into the master cylinder, and there's air in it, so this could be a good indicator as to why my brakes were going soft. Okay, we bled all 4 corners now, and all of it's coming out with no bubbles and perfectly clear brand new fluid. I used a lot less of this than I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to use the whole 32 and maybe even a little bit more than that, which is why I bought a little 12 ouncer over there. I thought the extended brake lines was going to take more, but as we found out, they're shorter than I had thought they were going to be. So, and on top of that, I maybe used 2/3 of this and it's fine. So I'd recommend buying 12s, maybe like 2 12s or 3 12s, and you could return whatever you don't ever use, because brake fluid has a very short shelf life, so you can't just store it and save it for next time. With that being said, all the corners are done. We're just refilling the master cylinder to the max line now. I found a lot of like what looked like pulp or like little mold spores in here right now as I finished up and I was about to top it off. So I got the syringe and sucked it all out and dumped it again, and I'm refilling it now since I have all this extra. But I don't know if that like pulpy stuff was supposed to be from this, or if that was just some sort of contaminant that somehow made it in here. I don't know. Okay, that's topped off. So this project took a lot longer than I expected, obviously. when you have this rear kit that I'm doing installed at shops, they obviously give you the option to swap out the extended brake lines for you if you pay for it. I would highly recommend you guys do that if you're ever trying to do extended brake lines, because this was a pain in the ass for what I'm assuming wouldn't be that expensive coming from a shop. And the only reason I didn't do it is because I wanted to get this video for you guys. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have had the shop do it myself. I would have had the shop do it, not do it myself. But yeah, let's take a look at all this lovely brake fluid. Obviously this is diluted with the clean stuff because I pumped a lot of clean stuff in here, but it was pretty dirty comparing it to what's being poured into the master cylinder now. There was a lot of air in the lines, probably mainly from the new lines, but this all needed to be done. Now the question is, when I get in my truck and drive it right now, is the pedal going to be stiff again, or is it still going to be soft? My guess is it's gonna go back to what it used to be, not like super stiff again. It's just kind of like a band-aid, you know? I think the real problem is gonna be the rotors and the brake pads, which I'm switching out tomorrow, not tonight, because it's just late and dark. So I'll pick that project up tomorrow for the part 2 of this video. And hopefully with all of this being done, my brakes will be back to what they need to be for off-roading and just for safety reasons. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for sticking around with this crazy, long, stressful, annoying video. And stay tuned for part 2, and I will catch you guys in the next one.